Setting a proper motivation, which has three parts: refuge field, Bodhisattva field, and the purpose of this practice, purpose of this class, and the purpose of the practice. First, refuge field. What to visualize and how to visualize. Visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all the enlightened beings. Are Maitreya, are Manjushri, are Avalokiteshvara, are Tara, are Vajrapani, are Kishi the Garba, are Samadabhatra, and so forth. And are Nagarjuna, are Deva, Buddhapalita, Acharya Chandrakirti, Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra, Bodhisattva Chandrakshita, Acharya Kamadishil, Adishadabhangara Shri Jnana, and of course Adisha, the Shri Jnana's teacher, Lama Selingpa, and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas surrounding the Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama in front of you. And how you visualize them. They're like a very affectionate parents, and you come home demoralized from the school after being bullied by the elder children at school, and your parents are waiting there with full love, affection, attention, so forth. Bodhisattva field. Visualize your two kind parents on the two sides, and although you might have difficulty with the parents, it doesn't matter. So the fact that we are facing difficulty with the parents, facing difficulty with other people, is all because of our being under the sway of the dream created by the self-grasping ignorance. Now we are trying to transcend. We're trying to transcend the ordinariness. We're trying to transcend the thought process, the vicious thought process of the ordinary being, triggered by this vicious self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. So in the process, we are trying to give the maximum happiness for yourself. So we see that visualizing the two parents on the two sides, it has a tremendous significance and a purpose and benefit for your own happiness. And how you visualize your two parents, all the family members around you, and all the other sentient beings living on the other side, and everyone, the human beings, the animals, the insects, the hungry ghost beings, hell beings, celestial beings, the spirits, everyone around you, everyone from Singapore, from Asia, from the world, from the solar system, from the Milky Way galaxy, and from the entire universe, living on the side. Even the most difficult person, we deliberately bring to light to your visualization of that person sitting next to you. And here, you are the mother, and all others are like your children. Imagine they come home, your children come home demoralized, and you are there to give full love, affection, attention, and embrace. And the purpose of this practice is finally to discover this ultimate treasure of happiness within yourself. And the ultimate treasure of happiness, ultimate treasure of purity that exists within oneself, which is by no means inferior to the purity that you see, omniscient mind, that you see in the omniscient minds of all the Buddhas. By no means yours one is inferior, they're all equally superior. And this is there, unfortunately, being obscured by the mental defilements. So how do you discover that? Once you unfold this treasure, each one of us become a Buddha, then least affected by any external factors, forever fearless and forever experiencing the infinite happiness. And forever disseminating, showering this light, showering this rain of the benefit, warmth towards all the eternal sentient beings. Amazing state. We all have this capacity. Unfortunately, that is obscured by the mental defilements. To know how to awaken this seed within us, to know how to awaken this purity within us, we need to know the nature of the mental defilements. For that matter, the mental defilements, we come to realize that there are two kinds, one which is very gross and the other very subtle. And the gross one constituting what is known as the afflictive obscurations, and the presence of which stops us from achieving freedom from the fears, freedom from the miseries of samsara. And the subtle one, also referred to as the cognitive obscurations or the obscuration to omniscience, this is the presence of this stops us from achieving total awakening, Buddhahood. So our job is to get rid of these two defilements. And the first one, afflictive obscurations, is of three kinds: contaminant karmas, afflictions, and active seeds. And these three somehow revolve, they somehow boil down to what is known as the self-grasping ignorance. So only if we cut the self-grasping ignorance, then all these afflictive obscurations, the gross metal dirts, will all be cleansed from the root. And then you can go to eradicate the subtle cognitive obscurations. So to eradicate the afflictive obscurations, we need to eradicate self-grasping ignorance, and it is the wisdom hazard, or the intelligible pursuit is by introducing the light of the wisdom of emptiness, the wisdom to see that things are all dreamlike. So only when you wake up, you realize the dream is dream. Likewise, you have to wake up from the dream created by the self-grasping ignorance. So this awakening can happen only with the wisdom of emptiness, with the determination to wake up. That determination to wake up from the slip of ignorance, so that you'll be freed from all fears of life, all fears of samsara. That determination known as renunciation. When complemented by the driving force of renunciation, then the wisdom of emptiness will be able to get rid of the self-grasping ignorance, and thus you will be freed of all the afflictive obscurations, thus taking you to the state of nirvana, or freedom from samsara. And then the same wisdom of emptiness, if employed with a more powerful driving force, the bodhicitta on top of renunciation, then this will take you to achieve enlightenment. So this pursuit of this pursuit of embracing the wisdom of emptiness, motivated by the bodhicitta, grounded on the renunciation, is something which is to be embraced by all the Chinese Buddhism followers and all the Tibetan Buddhism followers. So these two fall in the category of practicing what is known as the great vehicle system, Mahayana system. So this is what all, whether somebody is following Chinese Buddhism, whether somebody is following Tibetan Buddhism, so these two, without this as a basic framework, even if you think that you are part of Chinese Buddhism, you are part of Tibetan Buddhism, you are not. The fact that one must employ the wisdom of emptiness, driven by the force of greater compassionate bodhicitta, grounded on the renunciation. Okay, so now with this in mind, this being the purpose, we see the wisdom of emptiness is so important, and of course this must be given the drive, the force, by the renunciation bodhicitta. But the wisdom of emptiness is the instrument to cut the self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude and the cognitive obscuration, to take you to discover this ultimate treasure that you have within yourself. So this is the meaning of be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. If we don't do this, we are being very unwisely being kind to ourselves, being very unwise. In the pretext, in the facade of being kind to yourself, you are actually not being kind to yourself, because it is so unwise. The wisest thing to do is to embrace the wisdom of emptiness, driven by the force of bodhicitta, grounded on renunciation, and supported, stabilized by the single-pointed meditation. If this is what we can do on a daily basis, this is giving the greatest meaning, extracting the greatest meaning from your life and giving the greatest meaning to your life. This is the meaning of to be wisely kind to yourself. Okay, with that in mind, imagine that you are leading this, and all the Amrita Senshin beings are joining you, and all the Buddhists and Bodhisattvas, they are watching us. Page 2. And used by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Bodhisattva, I pay homage. And used by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Bodhisattva, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no rising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness and no sameness. The Supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the Buddhas and of the heroes and Bodhisattvas, who through the knowledge of all these heroes seek pacification to complete peace, who through the knowledge of past causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through possession of omniscience, the subduers set forth the varieties seven in all aspects. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teachers, the one who has eliminated the web of conceptualizations, that is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays. To you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Okay, let's recite the mantra, Ye Dharma mantra. This is a very precious mantra. Say on daily basis, see if you can recite the mantra by reflect on meanings. 1. Number 2, when you go to different places, new places, from aeroplane, you see the such massive place down there, millions of people underneath you. And then when you travel by sea, then underneath in the ocean, how many creatures, how many millions and billions of creatures there, ranging from the big whales to the very tiny sea animals, sea insects there. And then when you go by land, the human beings are there, and how many insects, how many worms, millions are there under the earth. Say this prayer, say this mantra for them. Ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum desham tatakato hyavata desham jayo niruta evam vadima shramana. So as we recite the mantra, just say, if had it not been for you, if it is not for you, they will not be connected with this dharma. So it is you. For them, you are like the teacher. For them, you are the great light, the beacon of light for them. So keeping that in mind, what you're doing is so precious. Just reciting one mantra for the millions and billions and trillions of beings there. Just tell them, inform them that how we are suffering is all because but it depends on the causes. And what these causes are, karmic karmas, afflictions, and the ignorance, is all taught by Tathagata Buddha. How to bring an end to these causes in order to eradicate all the miseries, immeasurable miseries that we're going through, is through seeing the dreamlike nature of all phenomena. Through seeing the dreamlike nature, through seeing seeing the ultimate reality that nothing really exists objectively. So through this, all the causes of the miseries will come to an end. Just as the root is severed, however, millions and billions of poisonous leaves that are growing in the earth, grow in the tree, they will all disappear on their own. They will all dry on their own. Likewise, you then teach them that it is through this wisdom of emptiness that all your miseries will come to an end. So therefore, embark on the journey of embracing the wisdom of emptiness to follow this path. Gate gate para gate para samgate. But if you can do this, we don't really need recognition from other people. Oh, you are doing such a great thing. You do it. And this is the greatest thing all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are singing you. And some people, right, say dedicating almost like 24 hours on Dharma. But this very small thing, but very expensive work they're doing for all this innumerable number of beings, it was something many people, they lack. They are not doing it. Not because they don't want to do it, because they don't have this idea. So therefore, with that in mind, whenever we get this opportunity, we make sure that we do this. We give this share of the teaching, Ye Dharma teaching, to all the dear sentient beings, wholeheartedly coming from your mind, out of compassion. And this sharing this wisdom, out of compassion, sharing the wisdom to all beings, so that the darkness of the ignorance, the darkness of self-centered attitude, self-grasping ignorance will be eradicated, and they experience the boundless happiness eternal. This is how you connect the beings. So when you become enlightened, all these people, all these beings who you have visualized, and with kindly sharing the Dharma with them, so they are bound to be connected with you, and that directly you can benefit these beings when you become enlightened. For example, Bodhisattva became this Prince Siddhartha, he became enlightened. One person, he became enlightened, and how many billions of beings have benefited out of that? But it doesn't mean that everyone benefited. So many people, they dislike the Buddha. They dislike to qualify themselves. I'm a Buddhist. So from being Buddhist, turning towards non-Buddhist. Henceforth I'm not a Buddhist. So this is how very pathetic situation. Yet billions and billions of beings are benefited by this young Prince Siddhartha, by becoming a Buddha. Likewise, each one of us, when we become Buddha, we can benefit all these beings who are connected already, connected when you were just an ordinary person, who you are now, by including them in your prayers. Okay, with that in mind, let's recite this mantra. And imagine that you are sending this light and nectars and teachings to every dear sentient beings and inspiring them to engage in the proper karmic actions, adopt virtuous karmas, to discard the negative karmas, and then eventually embrace the wisdom of emptiness to shed the self-grasping ignorance, self-centered attitude, and achieve Buddhahood. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum kato hyavathat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. All phenomena arise in causes taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, as we recite this, particularly this line, the cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. The Tesham Jayo Nirodha. Nirodha is the cessation causes as well. So the cessation, that part we should think about emptiness. But you think about emptiness, cessation. In what way cessation? Say, when we subject everything to ultimate analysis, instead of subjecting to the conventional analysis, from there we shift to the ultimate analysis, we say everything dissolves. Sickness, aging, death, tension, stress, they all dissolve. They all cease, cessation. In this, when subjecting all the miseries, all the undesirable experiences, when you subject them to the ultimate analysis, what happens? They all cease. This is a cessation. So when you say Desham Chayo Nirodha, the cessation of the causes, so there you just try to reflect on the emptiness of how everything dissolves into emptiness, everything dissolves into cessation, everything ceases. In that experience, if somebody is able to abide in this experience, never going back to the conventional analysis, which through the force of the contaminated karmas and so forth, you are instantly sucked up into the conventional analysis, again try to see the sickness, aging, death and so forth. If you're freed from having to involuntarily switch to the conventional analysis, instead abiding in the ultimate analysis for good, if you abide in this experience for good, then we see that all the misery stops. This is amazing. This is only the Buddha taught. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha taught this. Everybody was saying that things exist objectively. And then they reinforce the belief that things exist objectively. There's the eternal entity there who governs everything. There's eternal self there, which is they're traveling from one life to the other, experiencing all this misery and so forth. Something very solid here as the experiencer, something very solid there as a creator. So this is what they reinforce, the objectification of things. And it was only the Buddha Shakyamuni 2,500 years ago who said that as long as you have the view, the solidification of anything, even a tiny atom, you will never be freed. You can never go into the ultimate analysis. Without going to the ultimate analysis, you can never experience the actual freedom, where your mind is freed from the ensnarement of the external factors. So this will never be experienced. So therefore, this is something which the Buddha alone taught 2,500 years ago. We are so fortunate, and unfortunately, even those people who follow the Buddha, who claim themselves to be a very staunch follower of the Buddha, how many of them actually study this? How many of them actually reflect on this? And how many of them actually practice this? So from that point of view, we see that we are all very fortunate to have encountered with this teaching, A Guide to the Bodhisattva of Life by the Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra and organized by TBC. We are all very fortunate. In fact, I benefit a lot just by going through this text, the revision, going through this again, and as I'm talking to you again, the thoughts are becoming more clear within myself, and all of us will benefit out of this. So we are very fortunate, and as requested yesterday, appealed yesterday, see how you can inspire others in a very skilled way, how to inspire others as well. If you really want to follow the Buddha's teaching, if you really want to get rid of your miseries, see how you can slowly go into the study, reflection, meditation on emptiness. Not for you to become a Buddhist, but for you to get rid of your fears, get rid of your miseries. This is the point. Okay. So with this in mind, the point is the Desham Jayo Nirodha. When you say this, we have to go into the meditation on emptiness. How, in this experience of the ultimate analysis, everything dissolves. What we also before, they are just like a mirage. Nothing really from the object, they're just like a mirage. Because it is like a mirage, that I be pulled and pushed, involuntarily pulled and pushed, stops. Only if there's a water, then I feel like going there, running away. If I know that water, that what I earlier saw as a water, it was just a mirage, then it stops pulling me and pushing me. So this involuntary pull and push stops. Involuntary pull and push, this is suffering. Loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is suffering. Suffering is samsara. Okay. Next page 4. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, the Heart Sutra mantra, visualize that Buddha Shakyamuni very compassionately exhorting us thus. Don't remain in the fears of samsara. Come towards ultimate happiness. Awaken the seed of perfection within you and experience the eternal happiness. And you hearing this melodious voice of Buddha Shakyamuni, you inspire your two grandparents, you inspire all your family members, including your children, and everyone here in Singapore, everyone in the entire world, in Milky Way Galaxy, and the entire universe. And you are leading this, and everyone so happily joins you in this journey of cleansing the mind to awaken this final the seed of the purity, the seed of the treasure of happiness within yourself, and experience the bounteiless happiness in the Buddhahood. Deyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha Tyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra. Okay, as we say this as we say the mantra Ye Dharma Hindu Prabhava, just what we should think of is that finally I should be following the path by adopting what is right, by discarding what is wrong, and then eventually what is right and wrong is determined by which takes me closer towards bodhicitta, which takes me closer towards the wisdom of emptiness. That is right. Because finally what is right and wrong is determined by what you are seeking. What you're seeking is fearlessness, and what you're seeking is infinite happiness. Do you agree with me? And do you think that everybody will agree with me, whether Buddhist, non-Buddhist, atheists? Do you think that they will also agree with us? That finally what everyone, somebody may be Buddhists, Christians, Hindus, Muslims, even atheists, it doesn't matter. Everybody wants to get rid of fears in their life. You agree? Everybody wants to have the infinite happiness, if possible. Yes, you agree? Anybody who gets this is the wisest person. This is the accomplishing the goal. So therefore, the Buddha's teaching is so precious to meet with the Buddha's teaching. It does not require you to be labeled as I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Chinese Buddhist, I'm a Tibetan Buddhist, Geluk, Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma. It's just useless. Right? Just do something that gives you the fearlessness. Do something that gives you the infinite happiness. And if you cannot really do things right away, as long as you're going closer towards that, that is the purpose of your life. Whether you are labeled Buddhist, Sakya, Kagyu, Nyingma, this is just the fact that somebody says, okay, TPC, what is happening there is a Geshe's teaching. This is Geluk. Which means that he or she is saying that I don't care about removing my fear. I don't care about embracing infinite happiness, right? So what they are teaching is this. No, this is totally childish thinking. Somebody Geluk. Oh, I'm Geluk, they are Sakya, Nyingma, Gatyu. This is stupid. Likewise others, this is stupid. Just embrace what the Buddha taught. At the time of Buddha, there's no Sakya, Kakyu, Nyingma, Geluk. Perhaps the Buddha doesn't know. What do you say? Yeah, this is something so very sad, very sad. Some people say, after learning all these things, I don't know, perhaps I cannot believe this because I studied this for 30, 40 years. Right? They study for just a few days, like 10 days retreat. And at the end of the 10 day, they said, okay, Geshe-la, what you've been teaching is all Geluk, right? So I'm following Kakyu. I'm following Nyingma. So Geshe-la, what you're talking is Geluk, right? We don't really emphasize on the study part. You emphasize on the study part, right? This is what they're saying. Right? After talking about Aranagarjuna, Acharya Chandrakirti, the Buddha said this, Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhava, Tyatha Gate Gate. All these things were taught before Sakya Kagyu Nyingma Geluk came. And after teaching all these things, say that you are Geluk, right? Right? All these teachings, what you said, Om Ye Dharma, Tyatha Gate, they're all Geluk, right? So this is what they're saying. If they are Geluk, then what they're doing then? They don't have Gade Gade. They don't have Ye Dharma. Right? Okay, so therefore this is how childish. So this is not just confined to anyone else, even with the Geluk. If somebody thinks that I'm a Geluk, somebody thinks that the person is a Geluk, and then the Sakya Nyingma, what they're doing is just, this is how wise we are, unwise. Just extract everything good from every tradition, any tradition. Sakya, Kagyu, Nyingma, Gilu, Chinese Mana tradition, Theravada tradition. Just embrace all the good things. So this is the wise. This is wise. In fact, you should be able to embrace all these good things, even from Christianity, even from Islam. Islam is amazing. Say, ideally speaking, we can see that people are drunk in the non-Islamic countries. Islamic countries, ideally speaking, nobody should be seen drunk. No alcohol allowed. Just amazing how many giant, brilliant people, they are ruined by alcohol. How many brilliant people can be perhaps Nobel laureate, become a Nobel laureate, ruined by the alcohol. And in the Islamic countries, you don't see that. Right? This is brilliant. Likewise, we can adopt all good things from other traditions, from Hinduism, from Christianity, from Islam, from Jainism. Jainism, amazingly peaceful religion. We can adopt all these good things and find out what is your religion. My religion is to get rid of a system, to get rid of all the fears, to embrace the infinite happiness. This is my religion. Right? If you're able to see this, you will embrace everyone. You will not see the distinction between you and others, because everybody sees the same thing. Right? So this is so precious. This is what this Prince Siddhartha, young Prince Siddhartha, he taught after becoming enlightened. He did not taught Buddhism to be separate from other traditions. He taught this system to discard all your fears and to embrace all happiness, infinite happiness. And not only for you, but share this with all other eternal sentient beings. That is precious. Okay. So, when we recite the Ye Dharma mantra, just see that it's not that as a Buddhist, no. As somebody who wants to get rid of fears, as somebody who wants to embrace infinite happiness, I should be adopting the wisdom of emptiness, I should be adopting renunciation, bodhicitta. Right? And then, whether I'm doing this or not, then you should be reminded of by reciting the Gate Gate Para Gate. Every time you recite this, okay, Gate Gate means go, go. Right? And for the last 1 year, for the last 2 years, for the last 10 years, since my coming to Buddhism, did I ever really improve? Go means to improve your mind, transform your mind. Is there any transformation taking place with me? Say if you are 20% good, 80% bad before you embrace Buddhism, and by embracing Buddhism, you from 20% good, you raise to 21%. 1% improvement, even that is a success. Had it not been for you having embraced Buddhism, going to TPC, going to ABC and so forth, or Chinese Buddhism, whatever, even this 1% improvement will not happen. In fact, don't expect perfection, go for progress. As long as there's a progress happening, a progress to the maximum within the given situation. Don't expect 100% progress right now, right? Expect the maximum progress within the given situation. Within the given situation, if the maximum progress is 5%, go for it. If you're progressing only 1%, you are missing the 4%. Whereas within a given situation, if the progress can be like 80%, sudden jump, go for it within the given situation. And you have to know the situation. Within the given situation, if the chance for progress is 10%, if you reach that much, 9%, 10%, very good, right? Don't expect perfection. The moment you expect perfection, then you're bound to stop practicing Buddhism within 2-3 years' time. 2-3 years' time, nothing happens, then you can stop it. So because you're expecting perfection and not really the transformative, something so vivid, something which is the prominent, evident, the experience didn't come to me. And then you can drop it. So don't expect perfection, expect the best of the progress within the given situation. This, if it's happening, you are a wise person. Be wise. Be wise. Be wisely kind to yourself. Okay, with this, as you recite this, in fact, I'm not just telling this to you, this is incredibly benchmark for me. When I recite this, Gade Gade Para Gade, I'm just observing myself. Am I really going, go beyond, go utterly beyond, and establish your full enlightenment, a total freedom from the fears? Am I really going towards this direction? I'm just observing myself. And say, sometimes I remain stagnant? No. No, I'm not going. I'm saying go, go. Right? I'm not telling others go, go. I'm telling myself go, go. But I'm not going. Okay, I should go. So where am I lacking? Okay, I would now have to spend a little bit more time on the reading, on the wisdom emptiness, on the Bodhisattva practice, in my own daily practice, see generosity when I go in the street, if somebody is a beggar there, right? Otherwise I can easily ignore and run. No, now that part I need to emphasize, or give 10 rupees, 20 rupees, whatever, right? If somebody is in more the dire need, like 100 rupees, right? So like this, and another person who needs like 1,000 rupees, give 1,000 rupees, just see within your capacity, see how to actually practice. This is go, 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 go. And likewise, say anger, say easily getting irritated, may not be your mistake, other person's mistake, but the anger, which you are irritated, the moment you are irritated is the sound of clamp. The sound of clamp is not only because of the other hand, your hand is also involved. Right? Two hands are involved. So something is wrong within me. Seeing the other side is so objectively real. Seeing first of all, the feeling of closeness is missing. If it's like you are the mother and the other is your child, 5 years old child, then the other child does the mistake, same mistake which your neighbor child would do, and you become very irritated. But if your child does it, no irritation. Right? This is because of the love and affection from your side, love and affection. So that part is missing with me when I feel a little irritated at the interaction with other people. So that part is missing. No, I should control my emotions a little bit. Okay, so love and affection is missing. Okay, what am I doing in my practice every day? Bodhicitta, 7 the point cause effect method, equalizing exchange method to generate bodhicitta. I've been doing this, but in the practical sense, I'm missing this. Okay, no. I should actually be able to display in real life some degree of the affection, love towards even the difficult person, like this. And then the patience. For example, say recently when I was in Singapore, usually Singapore, Malaysia, wherever I teach, I directly teach in English, and people listen to me in English directly. In Vietnam, there was a translator, and I become a little impatient. Right, giving teachings, there's a flow there. Suddenly I'm mindful that translator has to translate, I stop. And the translator speaks for a few minutes. And then the whole flow slows down. I become impatient. No, this is what exactly His Holiness is happening to His Holiness. Right? So if it's happening to His Holiness, then who am I? I'm just nothing. Be patient. So, like this, we should be very realistically say how to be patient. And then, within the patience, there are so many kind versions. Patience of forbearing the given situation, on the inhospitable situations where you should be able to bear it, and being patient towards the difficult people, and so forth. So, the patience. And then, enthusiasm. Say, when doing good things. Okay, he said, Ye Dharma mantra to say every day, right? But I don't have it by heart. Oh, no, it's in the book. But the book is in the dining hall, right? Okay, I'm in the bedroom. Okay, I'll do it tomorrow then. Which means enthusiasm is missing, right? Enthusiasm is missing. Whereas if you are so addicted to cheesecake, right? So addicted to cheesecake, and then suddenly you remember the cheesecake there somebody gave you, and it's in the kitchen, in the kitchen, refrigerator, and you are in the dining hall or you're in the bedroom, right? You'll just jump to get it. There is such the joy to embrace this. Joy. So joy in engaging virtue. This is so precious, right? The real progress, real journey will take place with the joy in engaging in virtue. So there, simply don't think this virtue is very small, I'll do tomorrow, right? Virtue, the Buddha said, however insignificant, however tiny a virtue is, don't miss to do it as soon as possible. This is what the Buddha said. You're getting it? With the negative things, however big, however small, just see how to delay it, or if possible, discard it at all. Right? Okay. This is one thing. So there we see that the practice of 6 perfections, how we can practice on a daily basis. So there, gate, when we recite this, if possible, say they recite this mantra and don't expect miracle coming out of this mantra, right? I recite this mantra, oh, tiyatha, gate, and I get the promotion, right? Tiyatha, gate, and I win the lottery, right? If you expect this is the greatest of your weakness. Because accidentally it can happen, it may not happen, right? When it happens, you are just in the, what do you call it, what is the expression? The cloud 9? Cloud 7? What is that expression? Cloud 9, you're in the cloud 9. And when something doesn't happen the way you expect, you fall into hell directly, right? So therefore, this is unwise way. This is the childish. This approach is very childish, and it only creates problems. It only creates the madness and problems, fear, anxiety on you unnecessarily. You're losing your freedom, right? So the wise way of approaching is not look for miracles. The real miracle is if your mind is progressing towards Buddhahood. Miracle is what? Expect something so good. What is the best thing that that wise people can see happening to you, achieving Buddhahood? By doing this mantra, if it takes you closer to Buddhahood, this is the greatest of the miracle. Rather than winning a lottery or getting promotion, so forth. So this is the wise way of the understanding what a miracle is. So with this in mind, when you see that the gate, just see go beyond, go utterly beyond. And sometimes it will be good if you can recite this in English. Right? Tyatha gate, this is the Sanskrit. This is how all the past great saints said it in Sanskrit. And now, because that Sanskrit is not your language, if you can say this once in a while, you can say this in English. This will actually take you to the meaning as to what it means. Go beyond, go utterly beyond, and establish your enlightenment, establish your ultimate happiness, right? Am I really going towards there? Am I really going towards in that direction, right? What about my the anger? What about my attachment? What about my laziness? Just see, right? Observe this. And what about my feeling of affection towards others? Just see. If you see that, as compared to 2 years ago, don't compare it with 1 week. Right? In 1 week, you compare it, and if you expect progress, this is again a greatest failure. This is a sign that you're going to stop the Dhamma practice altogether because you're expecting a shortcut result. Right? So therefore, you compare yourself with 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then if you see the progress happening within you, you become happier and happier. And one benchmark, one indication, yardstick, is to see whether you become a happier person. Right? You are aging. Physically you are aging, but mentally you become happier, which means that you are in a proper direction. You are in a Dharma practice, right? No matter what the tragedies happen to you. For example, the cases of divorce can happen, the cases of the liquidation can happen, the cases of the unfortunate incidents of losing near to ones can happen. But overall speaking, you become more and more happy, you become more and more calm, peaceful. And how do you know this? One, you can feel it yourself. Number two, people around you, people who are really sensible and wise people, they become more and more friends with you, which means that you are genuinely into Dharma, right? Okay, that is what we need to see whether that is happening as we recite the mantra. Gate, paragate, parasamgate, Bodhisattva. Right, so you see that whether your mind is transforming, whether the mind a cleansing is taking place within your mind. Okay. So with this, we continue from yesterday's. Okay, we left page stanza 27, page 5. Okay. As at times when we're touching the technicalities. At times we're touching the technicalities, and then if you think that, okay, I'm getting something, but I'm not getting something in a very comprehensive form, don't worry. As long as you're getting something, that's good enough. And then the essence, the gist, I'll always share with you. And as long as you can get the gist, and even if the details, you may not be able to get it so precisely, don't worry. But don't give up, right? As long as you get the gist, it's good enough at this point. The details, even if you don't get it at that point, simply don't worry, but don't give up. Later on, you continue to study, you will get it. It's very easy, right? Okay, 27. Although the illusion is not truly existent, it is still an object of view. So it is for the viewer. Okay, and the same, although the illusion is not truly existent, it is still an object of view. This is Chittamatra's point, Chittamatra's standpoint. So it is for the viewer. This is prasangika. So it is for the viewer. This is prasangika, right? Okay, so what the Chittamatra is saying is that object and subject. Chittamatra, object and subject. The subject is the what? The mind. So Chittamatra, which of the two exists? Which of the two exists as so truly and so objectively? The external object, which you see as external object, or the internal mind, which is objectively, solidly, truly real? The mind, which is the subject. So what they say is that the subject is real, but the object which is seen external, this is illusion, right? That the flower, okay, is it a new flower? Huh? Okay, looks like a very good one. Okay, say this, the flower which I see as flower, but what? External flower. How do you see this as external flower or as internal flower? External flower. So this object is illusory. There's no external flower in there, illusory. But the subject is not illusory. Subject is true, right? This is what Chittamatrans are saying. Although the illusion is not truly existent, illusion meaning what are you seeing? The flower is not truly existent, meaning the flower, externally existent flower. Flower exists truly or not? Okay, this is my question to you. Hey, the flower exists truly or not according to Chittamatra? Okay, how many you say flower does not truly exist? Raise your hands. Okay, how many you say flower exists truly? Raise your hand. Oh, what about those people who did not raise their hands at all? Okay, if you could remember yesterday, this little technical, don't worry. Say, even if you raise your hands as what? In the camp of the incorrect version. And who did not raise their hands at all, don't worry. Because I understand it, I can't expect you to get everything so systematic within overnight. Because we learned it yesterday evening, right? We can't expect that to be, you'd be perfected just overnight. That your mind is like a computer, right? You feed everything properly, the answer is just automatically come. No. So our mind needs time to digest, our mind needs time to compute, right? Okay, so yesterday what we learned is according to Chittamatra, three natures. What are the three natures? Anything that comes to your mind can be classified into three natures. What are they? Okay, technically what are they? Other power nature, thoroughly established nature, impure nature, three. What do you understand by the other power nature? All impermanent phenomena, right? So all impermanent phenomena. What do you mean by thoroughly established nature? Ultimate reality. Anything which is ultimate reality falls into this category. What is the third one? Impure in nature. Anything which doesn't fall under the first two categories, ultimately they will fall under the third category. Can you give me some examples? Who said it? Non-existence. Very good. This is from the Bali retreat. Okay, very good. Thank you. All non-existence will fall in this category. Anything else? Non-composite space, yes, there's somebody else, one girl who's about to say something. Huh? Who is that? One girl is about to say something very precisely. Is it Mon? Who is about to say something? What? Who says something? He says something. Who was about to say, I just get it, and then the person stopped. Okay. All permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. All permanent phenomena other than reality. In this category, impure nature, there are two things. One is all non-existence. All non-existence fall under this category. And the second one is all permanent phenomena other than ultimate reality. This is a little technical part. This is very technical. So So by the way, who did not attend yesterday, don't worry. I would suggest you to listen to the recordings. Right? Listen to recordings. Because what we are doing here is a continuation from yesterday. And if I go back to yesterday, then we will never finish the text. And then I have to extend my stay here. Then I have to cancel the Bodhisattva retreat in France and in Israel. All right? Okay, so this is a disaster. Okay, so the point is that I cannot go back to what we did yesterday, but feel free to listen to the recordings. The recordings should be available from TBC. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to say is that of these three natures, tell me what we learned yesterday. Of these three natures, which exists truly and which does not exist truly? What is one? The Singaporeans are so good at saying 1, 2, HYT, SGI, what is that? Other power nature. Please be kind to me, right? I'm not good at it. Just say other power nature and what? Thoroughly established nature. These two exist truly, according to Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra. These two exist truly, and the third one does not exist truly. You getting it? Okay. Now, the first one, other power nature, impermanent phenomena. All impermanent phenomena should exist truly, according to what we have learned yesterday. So this flower, does it exist? Is it impermanent or permanent? Hey, don't forget that you are Chaitanya twins. Impermanent or permanent. Does it exist or not, the flower? Good. I'm very happy that you are today morning very fresh and very confident. Okay, this according to Chaitanya, the flower exists. Is this mind or not? This flower, is this mind or not? No. According to Chaitanya, only mind only school. No. This flower, is it mind? No. Huh? Okay, let's say this is not mind, this is the nature of the mind. Never say the reflection is the mirror. Never say the reflection is a mirror. Reflection is the nature of the mirror. Right? Reflection in the mirror is the nature of the mirror, not the mirror. Mirror is solid. Right? Reflection is not solid. Right? Reflection easily disappears. The moment you bring another object, the first reflection disappears. But the mirror remains the same. Okay. So the flower exists, it is impermanent. Because it is impermanent, flower is truly existent or not? Yes. So the flower exists truly. Okay, now the question is, the flower exists truly, but what it says here is what? Although the illusion is not truly existence, this flower as illusion is not truly existent, meaning that this flower which is seen as externally real, which is seen as external flower. External flower exists, not exists? No, it doesn't exist. So this is not truly existent. External flower, because it is non-existent, it falls under the third category, impure nature. Impure nature is always not truly existent. So this external flower is not truly existent. It is still an objective view. Okay, see, it is still an objective view. So what I'm seeing is the flower. I'm also seeing the external flower. You agree with me? Do you see flower? Do you see external flower? Yes. So the same mind sees the flower, the same mind sees the external flower. So what you're seeing is actually deceptive. The flower exists, but external flower does not exist. So seeing external flower, this is deceptive. You're getting it? So what you see as deceptive, it does not truly exist. And yet, it is still your object. Oh, external flower, I'm seeing it. What are you seeing? External flower, that is your object. What is the subject? The mind which sees external flower is the subject. You're getting it? Subject, object is there. Okay. It is still an objective view. External flower, still we can see that as an objective view. Okay. So which means that the object is, what you're seeing is external flower is illusory, is not there. Still it can be object. If you say this, right? So actually this flower is what? Not external, it's just a reflection in the mind. reflection of mind, but seen as external. This is deceptive. Still, it is the object of your mind. So, Chittamatmas, they say that the mind is truly existent, not truly existent. Truly existent. Now, Prasangika is saying that if the object, while it is illusory, while it is not truly existent, still you say that it is object. With the mind also, although it does not exist objectively, still it can be a mind. You're getting what is that? So it is for the, hey, you're reading third line? What is it? So it is for the viewer. Viewer is what? Object or subject? Subject. So just as you say that the object can be deceptive, still can be object, then even the subject can be deceptive, is not truly existent, still it can be viewer. So from their point of view, if the mind is not truly existent, it cannot be mind. Because mind should be impermanent, and all impermanence should be truly existent. You're getting it? So now Prasanga is saying that not only the object is deceptive, even the mind is also deceptive. Even the mind also does not exist truly. Yet, there's the object, the subject is still feasible. Still, the object and subject both are tangible, despite both being non-truly existent. So, Chittamatras, what they're saying is the external object is not truly existent, but the mind truly exists. So, this distinction, Prasangika cannot agree. Prasangika says that object, it is deceptive, still you accept it to be object. And the subject, it can be also deceptive. It may not be truly existent, which Prasangika proves. And still we can say that it is a subject, which means, how is the mind the subject? Hey, how is the mind the subject from the ultimate analysis point of view or the conventional analysis point of view? From the conventional analysis point of view, you look at the mind, you see as a mind, as a subject. When you use the ultimate analysis, you see the emptiness of the mind dissolves, which means emptiness of mind meaning what? Mind does not exist. Mind does not exist objectively. Mind does not exist objectively. Mind does not exist truly. If it is not truly existent, it should be. What's the opposite of true existence? Deceptive existence, right? So the mind can be deceptive. Mind is deceptive, not truly existent. Still, it can exist as a mind, right? Just as the object from the Chittamatma point of view, it is deceptive. Still, it can exist as a object. It can be object. Likewise, even the mind can be deceptive. It does not exist truly. Still, it can be mind, the viewer. So, object, subject, both are not truly existent. You're getting it? This is how Prasanga tries to prove. Okay. Okay, now, the next point is important point. Okay, let's say, okay. Okay, what's the color of TPC's tiger? Sunamla. Okay, no, Sunamla, continue translation. Okay, Nick, tell me, what's the color of TPC tiger? Huh? Because TPC does not have a tiger. To speak about the color of TPC's tiger is just useless, it's meaningless. You agree with me? Only if there is an object, solid object there, then you can describe this object as beautiful, not nice, colorful, not colorful. Okay, from Singapore, from Malaysia, from India, from Tibet, whatever. Right? You can describe the object. If the object is non-existent, how can you give characteristics to this? So, if the object, this is what the Chittamatma is saying, if the object does not really exist truly, right? Okay. What is my right and left hand?
Flower.
Pink flower. What is my left hand? Okay. In my left hand, imaginary flower. Right? And what's the color of the imaginary flower? It makes no sense, right? If the color of the imaginary flower is blue is impermanent or permanent? Blue is permanent or impermanent? Blue is impermanent. Because blue is impermanent, impermanent means there should be some substance which is undergoing change. There must be substance there. So there's no substance, it's just imaginary. So the moment I say imaginary flower, to speak about the color of the imagined flower is just nonsense. Because the basis is missing. When the basis is missing, characteristics missing, characteristics makes no sense. Characteristics make sense only if the characterized exists. In the absence of the characterized, what is to be characterized? However millions of characteristics you may try to speak of will make no sense. So, now Chittamatharans, they are saying, okay, how many agree with this? Without the characterized, characteristics makes no sense. How many of you agree with me? Okay, you all agree with me, right? Now you have to follow Chittamatra, right? If you agree with me. So Chittamatra is saying that, okay, but samsara must have a thing as a support. Support meaning the characterized. What is to be characterized? There must be some solid object there, some solid, truly existing object there, without which you cannot speak about a samsara. Samsara must have a thing as a support, a thing, objective thing. Objectively existent thing, right? Put this in bracket as an annotation. But samsara must have an objective thing as a support. Without something very solid there, how can you describe the object? Without the flower solid, the real object flower there, how can you give the description of the flower? So likewise, samsara, we to speak about, oh, that is samsara, that is nirvana, there must be something solid there. There must be the objectively existent thing there, real thing there. Right, real thing there. But samsara must have a thing, an objective thing as a support. Otherwise, it would be like space. If there is no solid object there, then it's like describing, oh, the color of the TBC tiger is white. Rare tiger. Right? White tiger. So without the basis is not there, is not truly there, how can you speak about the characteristics? It makes no sense. So it becomes like a space. Right? Space meaning there's nothing really there. Okay, this is Chittamatra's the rebuttal against the Prasangika. 28. How could a non-thing supported by a truly existent thing? Okay, now the Prasangika. Prasangika is saying that, wow, okay, what is characterized is truly existent, and what is the characteristic is non-truly existent. Is this what you're saying? Right? Prasangika is asking Chittamatrans. So, what is samsara? Let's say, what is Dorji? What is Dorji? Dorji is the body. Dorji is the mind. Dorji's body is not Dorji. Dorji's mind is not Dorji. But Dorji's body and mind, body is made of particles. And particles are the partless particles, truly existent partless particles. And Dorji's mind is truly existent. Dorji's mind, truly existent, is not Dorji. Dorji's body, which is truly existent, is not Dorji. Combined together, then you can impute, right? Something which is something your mind can impute as the Dorji. But there must be something in the air to impute, right? Basis of destination must be there. The body as made of partless particles, and the mind as truly existent must be there in order for mind to impute the Dorji. Otherwise, in the space, Dorji makes no sense. There must be some solid object there. Okay, so this is what Chittamatra thinks. Now Prasanga is rejecting. If the basis is something very solid, and what you impute is something non-solid, that is so weird. Because if the basis is solid, which means the basis should be truly existent. Yes? Okay. Then the basis is, if truly existent, it should be independently existent. Yes? Independent existent, true existent mean the same. If it is independently existent, it should not depend on any other things. Yes? If it does not depend on any other things, it should not depend on the characteristics. Right? So the characteristics and this object, the body and the mind, should be totally unrelated. If unrelated, so how can you impute this on the basis of the truly existent thing? Because these two are totally unrelated. Can I say that, oh, these tube lights, they are beaming for darkness? Tube light, they beam for darkness or they beam for light? They beam for light. So when I say they beam for darkness, you think that I'm crazy. Right? Because it never beams for darkness. It beams for only light. So likewise, say, what is something very independent, and if you say something characteristics, for example, say our contaminated body, contaminated mind, oh, this is samsara, right? Contaminated body made of particles, contaminated mind made of the truly existent phenomenon, and then you say this is samsara. So samsara is imputed on the basis of the, say, the very solid, independent, truly existent object. If there's a case, then samsara is a characteristics given to these two things. Characteristics. So the two things become the categorized. Right? So the characterized, if they are truly existent, they're independently existent. If they're independently existent, then the characteristics and these two become totally unrelated because they don't mutually depend. They should be independent. They should not depend on each other. If they're not dependent, then it cannot be characteristics and the categorized. You getting it? Okay, so therefore, say Prasanga is saying that if the basis is truly existent and what is categorized, if the basis is truly existent, then the characteristics cannot be given. Because truly existent should be independent from any other factors, including the characteristics. In which case, characteristics are no more characteristics. Okay, this is Prasanga's rejection. Okay, don't worry too much about this. If you understood it, well and good. If not, simply the fact that you have paid attention, this is good enough. Right? And the next moment, we will learn more. Right? Then say your mind to compute, to really, able to see 2 plus. Okay, so, okay, let us do the mathematical exercise. Okay, don't tell me. Verbally, don't say anything. Do the mathematics. I'll give the exercise and I'll see how good are you in mathematics. Okay, 2 plus 1, plus 2, minus 1, plus 3, plus 3, plus 1. Tell me what's the answer? Wonderful. Good. Right? Okay, now we'll do it again. I promise I'll not make it more complicated. I'll keep it as simple. Okay, let's do it. Ready? Okay. 2 plus 2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2 minus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1. What's the answer? You don't get answer. Why not? You're saying that you are saying very fast. You never said that my mind is working so slow. You never said that my mind is working so slow, right? You were just saying that you are saying so fast. Okay. So the point is that so why did I say this? Huh? Huh? Okay, good, thank you. They say, what I'm saying, all these reasonings, as long as you get to what I was saying on the spot, that's good enough. Even if you cannot comprehend everything together, relate everything together in a compact, concise way, don't worry, right? So then slowly you get the material, you're connected, the connection is very loose for the time being, then study more and more, slowly the fastness will build up. You're getting it? Okay. 28. How could a non-thing meaning non-objectively existent thing, supported by truly existent thing, say the mind and the body is truly existent and the samsara as not truly existent, is imputed on the basis of what is truly existent. Truly existent means permanent. No. Truly existent means independent existent. If it is independent existent, if the basis is truly existent, independent existent, it should be independent of other factors. If it is independent, it should not depend on other factors. It should not depend on characteristics. So the characteristics and the characterized, these two are not related. If not related, they cannot be characteristics and the characterized. We're getting it? Okay. The mind you assert would be something existing alone, accompanied by nothing. In which case, now your mind, if it is truly existent, it becomes independent. It should not be related to any other thing. If it is not related to any other thing, it should not have object also. If it does not have any object, the mind remains in isolation. The world, they exist, not sure. Whether you're in Singapore, outside Singapore, you're not sure. Whether you're in TPC, not sure. Whether you came from home to TPC, not sure. Right? So you are just like in a prison. In a prison, nothing is really there. Or you are like a fully enlightened being. right? You're not affected by any external factors. Affect means that dependency comes. So if you're independent, nothing can affect you. If nothing can affect you, nothing can create fear in you. So you're fearless, right? And nothing can obstruct your happiness, right? So your happiness is infinite. So either you become like a Buddha, or you become like somebody who's the worst in the prison, right? So it says, the mind you asserted would be something existing alone. Alone meaning the mind is truly existence. Nothing is there which can be related, which can be dependent on the mind. In which case, alone, accompanied by nothing, accompanied by no other characteristics. 29. And if the mind is free of apprehension, then everyone would be a Tathagata, right? So if your mind is free of apprehension, oh, there's a fear there, oh, I may go through hunger, right? I may die, I may have illness, I may not get the promotion, right? Okay, then what? What are the problems? All right, my next door neighbor may throw garbage next to my door, right? Or I may be a little late for the class, right? I may be a little late for the what? I may be a little late for the work. Okay, I have a little problem with my mother. It's birthday of my mother, and if I'm late, she may doubt that, she may have suspicion that I'm not happy about my mother. All these things are related, all these fears, unhappiness, they're related to you apprehending another object. When the apprehension stops, all the fear stops, right? All the fear stops, and all what you call as the demerits, all what we call as the limitations, the demerits, the flaws of the mind stops. If the mistakes stop, you are the enlightened one, you are Tathagata. And if the mind is free of apprehension, with the apprehension, this is that, this is not this, with the apprehension, then comes what? With the apprehension, then comes all the mental defects arise. So, when the apprehension stops, all your mental defects stop, and then you become a Tathagata. And if that were the case, what benefit would there be to analyze mind only, right? So then the Prasangika is rejecting the Chittamatra. Then why should somebody have to study Chittamatra philosophy? For what? For to become enlightened? No, everybody's enlightened from your point of view. Because everybody's mind is truly existent. Yes? Hey, according to Chittamatra, everybody's mind is truly existent. If you accept everybody's mind to be truly existent, everybody's mind should be independent. If it's independent of the perception also, everything independent of everything else. If it's independent of other things, then it is independent of the external factors. What makes me crazy, what makes me afraid, what makes me unhappy, all these will stop. Which means that you become perfect mind. Everybody has the perfect mind then. Everybody is Tathagata. If every Tathagata, you don't have to teach mind only school to someone else, right? So this is rejection from Prasangika to Madhyamika. Then if that were the case, what benefit would there be in analyzing mind only? Why should you teach mind only philosophy to other schools, other people? Okay, the next is pretty easy. Refuting the assertion that the path which understands emptiness is of no benefit. Now they say you are the Prasangika, and say the opponents, they argue against you, saying that, so okay, you are talking about the emptiness. And if you say that with emptiness understanding, then what happens? What's the benefit? Tell me. What's the benefit of understanding emptiness? You will be freed of all the fears of life, right? You'll be freed of all fears of life. Okay, good. Now the opponents are saying that, but that's not true. Even if you understand emptiness, it doesn't guarantee that your fear will go away. Right? They are arguing against you. What kind of argument? Listen carefully. And you have to defend the position. Defend which position? Defend the position, Prasangika's position, that with understanding of emptiness, your fear will go away. But they are bringing the argument. Listen to the argument well. Sometimes people are so stubborn. Right? They don't listen to the other person at all. And then simply keep saying something. So good at saying, not good at listening. So listen. 30. even upon knowing the illusion, like how to afflictions gone rid of, afflictions like attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, anxiety, stress, even if you know everything is empty of objective existence, even if you know everything is like illusion, how does it help to get rid of your disturbing emotions? Chittamatra, right? This Chittamatra, I'll be challenging you. Since lust for an illusory woman can arise, even to the one who conjured her up, say a magician. A magician created a, say, a very beautiful illusory the girl, and then the magician created this. It's not objectively real. The magician knows that. But the magician cannot refrain from the attachment to the illusory girl which he himself created. Since lust for an illusory woman can arise even in the magician who conjured her, knowing that this is just nothing really there, it's illusory, it's what I made, I just created. Still, he cannot refrain from this attachment. 31. Okay, so what is your answer? So saying that the magician knows the emptiness of this illusory woman, but the attachment still arises. So simply by understanding emptiness does not help you to get rid of the afflictions. 31, the answer given. Heretofore, until that point, the conjurer has not rid himself of dispositions of afflictions towards phenomena, right? Okay. Dispositions of afflictions, meaning seeing things as objectively real, right? Okay, let's say, this is very important. Some people, okay, how many of you have this problem? Say you, right? Suddenly you start going to TBC, right? And your parents, the husband, your wife, your children, not really children. Say, okay, maybe more the immediate family except for your children, right? They're a little unhappy, right? And then, say, how they express this unhappiness is after 2 days, after 3 days, right? What's the point of going to TBC? What's the point of going to ABC? You have not changed at all. You are the same short-tempered person, right? They expect you to become enlightened the very next day. How many of you have this problem? Okay, right? This happens sometimes. But don't take it negatively. It's a big, a big teacher. That person is a greater teacher than TBC and ABC. The teacher is to identify your negative emotions, right? So when what's the point of going there? When you say like this, right? No change there. It's the same person, right? So what's the point? I'm better than you, right? When you say like this, then what happens? Anger arises. So in a way, the person is telling you that you are still very weak, right? Make sure that when you go to TPC, ABC, make sure that you rectify this, right? This is what the person is telling you. This is a great teacher. Instead of taking it negatively, take it positively. Okay. So the thing is that, say, I'll give you this example. Say, somebody say, I want the center to be whitewashed, spotlessly clean, whitewashed, pure white, right? And then I ordered the paint. And the paint that I got is 90% white and 10%, okay, let's say 95% white and 5% black, mixed. I got this. The paint that I got is not really good. And this is the paint I got from, say, somewhere very far away. I'm not going to say the place. Otherwise, you may think this is political. If I say from China, you will say this is political. Okay, I say I get it from very far away place, and to change is impossible. To change would cost me much more, right? Okay, so then I seek your help. Right? Okay, I want this to be perfectly white, the center to be perfectly white, but the paint that I got from very far away place is very expensive, and it's 95% white, 10% black. So what should I do? And then say, I don't seek advice. I seek advice from another person, and you are just observing me and my friend. And my friend said, "Don't worry, right? Don't worry. Although it may not become 100% white, but I'll make it very close to 100% white. The paint that you have is 20 kg paint, right? And then he brought a small paint. 100% white paint. 100% white from Singapore shop. 100%, but very small. Brought it to you, right? With the 20 kg, right? 5% dark, 20 kg. So my job is, he would say, mix this. Was this 100% white? Don't worry, 100% white. Yours one is already what? 98% white. So mix this, and it becomes like almost 100% white. Will it become 100% white? 20 kg is just 50 gram. Not even 50 gram. It's like, say, 0.5 gram. No, 0.5 gram and 50 gram is the same. No, 0.5 gram is very small. Yeah. Say this is like just 10 gram. 10 gram. And this is 20 kg, right? Okay, tell me, why this is not going to, there's no difference at all. Just put it there, it becomes the same. Right? Okay, why, even if this is 100% pure, it cannot make the other side 100% pure. Why not? Why not? Because this is too small. Right? Okay, do you see the analogy? This 20 kg, big amount of self-grasping ignorance. Right? Just 2 gram of wisdom of emptiness. Right? 2 gram of wisdom of emptiness. 20 kg of self-grasping ignorance. You mix 2 gram of wisdom of emptiness will be just crushed. Right? Will be crushed, no point. So therefore, what is the Bodhisattva Shantideva is saying? That the predisposition of the wisdom of emptiness is so weak, right? And the self-grasping ignorance, we are so rich in it. It's high quality and very rich. Self-grasping ignorance, high quality. In our case, very high quality, professional, right? And very rich. And the wisdom of emptiness is so weak, right? So this wisdom is so weak, we can't expect, when the wisdom of emptiness is very weak one introduced, suddenly the negative emotions are overwritten. We can't expect this. Okay. 31. Therefore, the conjurer has not rid himself of the dispositions of the afflictions. Afflictions, attachment, anger, jealousy. This is so like the 100 kg, 1,000 tons of kg, right? Tons, the tons of the negative emotions. And the positive force that we're introducing is 2 gram, very weak. And so when he sees her, lust arises. His inclination towards emptiness is still weak, it's very weak, it's 2 gram. Right? Okay, 32. By habituating with the imprint of emptiness. Now, if this is the case, now no hope. No hope, there's hope. There's hope, but there's no hope. Then what I do is first I paint from this 20 kg, I paint a little bit small trial, test trial on the paint. Oh, it's white, but there's a tinge of blackness there. And then from this 2 gram, I painted on the other side. It's perfectly white. Then what clue should I take? Oh no, there's no point. It's just 2 gram. Mix it. No point. I no hope. You feel so demoralized. Should I stay like this, or from this I take a lesson? What lesson should I take? Buy more of this. Buy more of this. From this I have seen the result. When not mixed with this, I saw the result. It's so pure, so white. Right? Now I need to have this more in the word amount. Buy more. The more you have this, mix this, other one will slowly be overridden. Right? Okay. So buy more of this. Likewise, 30 what? 33. How should we buy more of the wisdom of emptiness? How should we buy more? How should we buy more of the wisdom of emptiness? Habituate more, right? It says, by habituating with the imprint of emptiness, the tendencies for objective things will be removed. Attachment, aversion, so forth will slowly be removed. By habituating with emptiness of all, later he will be rid of that as well. Okay, that as well. The meaning is, okay, let's say, right? Okay. Once I was in Mumbai giving teaching to a group of people, and say the whole teaching was, okay, everything is like a dream, right? So say, let us be freed from entanglement to the dream. Wake up, how to get it? Wake up, wake up. No attachment to the dream, no aversion to the dream. Wake up from the dream. Whole 10 days was like this. And there was one boy who was so brilliant. Right? So, extremely brilliant. He doesn't talk much, but if he asks question, it's very, very the powerful question. So in the end, on the last day, earlier he used to ask 1 or 2 questions. On the last day, he said, he raised his hand. I said, what? Then he asked a question. And he said, can I have 5 minutes after the class? I said, yes. Then after the class, I thought he has lots of questions to ask. Right? He may be a little shy. Then he said, Geshe, I fully agree with you what you taught us. The whole 10 days you taught us how to get out of the dream, right? Not feel attached to the dream, not feel averse to the dream. Wake up, right? But now I feel attached to you. Right? So what is said here is that wisdom of emptiness is so important. Wisdom of emptiness is so important. Slowly we'll feel attached to wisdom of emptiness. Right? Slowly we'll feel attached to wisdom of emptiness. Even that should be cut. So it says, by habituating with the emptiness of all, later he will rid of that as well. That is attachment to the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, 2 things. Attachment to the wisdom of emptiness, and other one is seeing the emptiness to be real. Seeing the emptiness to be objectively real. Get rid of both. Get rid of attachment to the wisdom of emptiness and get rid of the seeing the emptiness to be objectively real. Right? So when we say, oh, see emptiness, get out of the fears of samsara, wake up, so that you will see the emptiness. So while we are de-objectifying the dream, but we are objectifying the emptiness. Right? So even that will be got rid of. So the moment you hold on to something else, there's no point. Right? The moment you get rid of, oh, everything's like dream. Waking up, this is not dream. Right? This is not dream. You hold on to this, again you are in a dream, sucked up in a dream. Right? So this, it says, later he or she will be rid of that as well. Get rid of seeing emptiness as object real. Even this has to be discarded. 33. Through not finding the object of investigation, the non-existence of that thing is claimed. Thus, how can the emptiness, whose basis of empty, stand in front of the mind? Now 33 is how to see the emptiness of the emptiness. Right? 33 is how to see the emptiness of the emptiness. Okay. Let us say we talk about the ultimate analysis and the conventional analysis. You're getting it? Ultimate analysis and the conventional analysis. Okay, say if you subject this flower to ultimate analysis, okay, conventional analysis, what will you see? Flower. If you subject this flower to ultimate analysis, what will you see? Emptiness of flower. Okay, so the analogy that I used to give, I gave it the hall last year, right? So what happened, and then those who attended the retreats, you know this, say for those of us who are new, there's ultimate analysis and conventional analysis. Okay. Say the X-rays. X-rays, when you are in the airport, you have to go through you have to put all your baggage, these things in the X-ray machine. So just imagine there are 2 X-rays. X-ray of the ultimate analysis and X-ray of the conventional analysis. So when you put this flower in the conventional analysis, you will see the flower. In other words, when you put this flower in the X-ray of the conventional analysis, what will come out? Flower comes out. You're getting it? This is the analogy for the conventional analysis. Now the X-ray of the ultimate analysis. When you put the same flower when you subject this flower to ultimate analysis, what you will see? You will see the emptiness of the flower. So from this X-ray, when you put in this X-ray, what will come out? Emptiness of the flower will come out, but the flower will disappear. You're getting it? Okay, so tell me. So this candy, Lecarol, okay. So this candy, if you put in the X-ray of conventional analysis, what will come out? The candy will come out. And if I put this X-ray, this candy in the X-ray of ultimate analysis, what will come out? Candy will disappear. Emptiness of candy will come out. Right? Now, if I put the emptiness of the flower, not the flower, but the emptiness of flower, if I put in the conventional analysis, what will come out? Emptiness of flower will come out. Now, emptiness of flower, if I put in the X-ray of the ultimate analysis, what will come out? Emptiness of flower will come out. Even the emptiness of flower will disappear. Emptiness will come out. You're getting it? Okay. So therefore, the point is that this anything, you subject this to the ultimate analysis, nothing can withstand this analysis. In other words, anything you subject to this ultimate analysis, that object will disappear. You're getting anything, including emptiness. If you subject emptiness to this ultimate analysis, what happens to emptiness? Emptiness will disappear. You will find the absence of the emptiness. You're getting it? Absence of emptiness is the... Okay, we said that everything has two truths. Everything has two truths. The flower has two truths? Yes. What is the conventional truth of the flower? The flower, what is the ultimate truth of the flower? Very good. Tell me, now I pick up the emptiness of the flower as the object. I'm not picking up the flower. I pick up the emptiness of the flower. What is the conventional truth of the emptiness of the flower? Emptiness of the flower is conventional truth. Wow. Hey, emptiness of the flower is a conventional truth. Yes, it's conventional. It's not ultimate truth. No, it's not ultimate truth. Huh? Okay, with respect to the emptiness of flower, so we have to contextualize. With respect to the emptiness of flower is conventional truth. With respect to the flower, emptiness of the flower is ultimate truth, not conventional truth. With respect to the flower. Because when you subject the flower to the ultimate analysis, then the emptiness of flower will arise. Emptiness of flower is seen. Whereas if you subject the emptiness of flower to the ultimate analysis, then what will come out? Emptiness of flower will come out. So emptiness of flower is the conventional truth with respect to the emptiness of flower. It is ultimate truth with respect to the flower. So this is how we need to make the distinction. Okay. Through not finding the object of investigation, the non-existence of that thing is claimed. Meaning that when you subject the object, when you introduce the object to the ultimate analysis, through not finding the object of investigation, by what? By ultimate analysis. The non-existence of that thing, the non-existence of the objectivity of that thing is claimed. You're getting it? Say, through not finding the object of investigation by the ultimate analysis, then what is found? The non-existence of the objective existence of that object is claimed, is found. Okay, let me say this. The flower, okay, through not finding the object, let's say the flower. The flower is what we are investigating. The flower what we are investigating with respect to the ultimate analysis. Ultimate analysis investigates the flower. So we are now looking for the flower. When the flower is subject to the ultimate analysis, what happened to the flower? The flower is not found. So it says, through not finding the flower, which is the object of investigation, what have you found? You have found the emptiness, non-existence, meaning emptiness of that thing. Emptiness of the flower is claimed, is found. You're getting it? Emptiness of flower is found. Okay. Now, likewise, if you subject the emptiness of a flower to ultimate analysis, what will you find? You will find the emptiness of the emptiness. You will not find the emptiness of flower. Why the emptiness of the flower is not found? Because the emptiness of the flower cannot withstand the ultimate analysis. So because it cannot withstand ultimate analysis, what is found? You see the emptiness of the flower. You're getting it? So it says, thus how can the emptiness, whose basis is empty, whose basis meaning the basis flower, the flower cannot withstand the ultimate analysis, right? Then the emptiness of flower, how can that withstand the empty? So in short, it means that the flower cannot withstand the ultimate analysis. You agree with me? What do you mean by flower cannot withstand the ultimate analysis? When you subject the flower to ultimate analysis, the flower will disappear and the emptiness of flower will be found. Is this only with the flower or with everything? With everything, and emptiness is no exception. So when the emptiness is just as the flower, when subject to the ultimate analysis, the flower disappears, even the emptiness also disappears. So even the emptiness does not exist objectively. You getting it? How can the emptiness, whose basis is empty, meaning whose basis, what is the basis? Flower. Emptiness, we're talking about the emptiness of flower, whose basis, like the flower, is empty. Empty of what? Empty of objective existence. This emptiness, how can it stand in front of the mind? Which mind? Ultimate analysis. How can this emptiness of the flower can stand in front of the ultimate analysis? Okay, tell me, emptiness of the flower, can it withstand the ultimate analysis? No, nothing can withstand it. So therefore, even the emptiness cannot withstand it, because of which you will see the emptiness of the emptiness. So in a way, what the author is saying is that just as the flower does not exist objectively, even the emptiness of the flower also does not exist objectively. Nothing exists objectively. If nothing exists objectively, then your mind is freed. Mind is freed. Mind, right? Oh, there's a flower there, I like it. Oh, there's heavy traffic there, I don't want. Your mind is constantly busy. Pull and push, involuntary pull and push happens, right? This is where your mind does not have the rest. Okay, how many of you have how many of you feel so stressed when there are so many deadlines, and it's like almost like 7 days a week? How many feel stress? We all, right? Okay, so why stress? Because we don't get the rest. How many crave for rest? Right? Okay. Oh, Saturday, Sunday, again we have to go to TBC. Again I have to go to TBC. No. Okay. So sometimes in Tibet house, it happens like this. Sometimes they would come, Geshe, this time Sunday, do we have class? It's actually not asking for good reason. If there's no class, the person does not want to miss the class. But also wants rest. Right? Feeling tired. 5 days a week, right? And Tibetan classes is like six days a week. And sometimes even 7 days a week. Even Saturdays we may have some very important programs. So they want rest. And they don't want to miss class. So they was, is there class on the Sunday? They're expecting no class. Right? Okay. Okay, so the pull and push, involuntary pull and push. So we feel so tired, right? Constant pull and push, 24/7 pull and push. Our mind feels tired. So what do you crave for? You want rest. When do you get the real rest? Is when you see that nothing is really there which can pull in me and push. Because to say pull and push, the object should pull and push you. Right? When you say that nothing is objectively real there, all coming from your mind, pull and push stops. This is the greatest rest. Right? If you really want to, if you have so many deadlines, right? So many deadlines. So superficially, people see that you are very busy, no rest like this. If you really want to find the rest, meditate on emptiness. Even if there are so many deadlines, so forth, you meditate on emptiness. Right? Say yourself empty, the person who, I crave for rest. Who's craving for the rest? And then when you say crave for the rest, the mind becomes restless. So you just see the emptiness, this restlessness will cool down. What makes me restless? Because of this boss who always gives me deadlines, right? Or you see the emptiness with this the boss. It's just illusion, right? Instantly, the moment you get that the boss disappears, you really get the emptiness of the boss, right? Your mind cools down. Or there are some boss, I'm not sure. Right? Okay. So don't worry, even if somebody meditates on your emptiness, don't worry. Right? Okay, so then your mind cools down. Okay, so that is the incredibly great rest. So therefore, it is stated that many of the great saints, the experience of emptiness is described as the final resting state. The final resting state. Okay. 34. When neither the things nor the emptiness of things stand before the mind. Mind mean what? Ultimate analysis. The mind of ultimate analysis. So what exists in front of the ultimate analysis? The mind analyzing the ultimate? Nothing really exists. Okay. Non-existence. Does it exist? Existence exists? Oh no. In the eyes of the ultimate analysis. Existence, you subject ultimate analysis, what happens to existence? Existence disappears. When you subject non-analysis as under ultimate analysis, what happens to non-existence? Non-existence. So that experience is something indescribable. You, in the mundane sense, the flower exists, right? Or I ask for the blue flower, but the blue flower is absent, is non-existent, existent, non-existence. We're just tossed between these two things. I want this, it doesn't happen. I want this, it happened, right? So we're tossed between existence, non-existence, existence, non-existence. So now in this experience of ultimate analysis, existence dissolves, non-existence dissolves. What is that experience? This experience is known as indescribable experience. You're getting it? And this is something which we don't have to believe in. You try to get a flavor, get just a tinge of the experience of emptiness, and you try to slowly stabilize this experience, try to expand this experience. Slowly, you're bound to get this experience that this reality, ultimate reality, we are tossed into existence, non-existence, duality. Existence, non-existence, duality. We're tossed between these two things, two sides. We're polarized between these two states, the duality. So in this experience, the duality dissolves. It is totally indescribable experience. Very profound, indescribable. This is where the pull and push by the polarity, by the polarization stops. Okay. When neither the things nor the emptiness of things stand before the mind analyzing the ultimate. Now this mind, what is there from the object? Everything dissolves, having no other aspect. Everything dissolves. There is full pacification of devoid of objects. In this experience, there's no pull and push, nothing there, object, right? Your very affectionate mother bringing cheesecake stops, attachment stops. You're the boss who's so fond of giving you deadlines, also stops. Right? Sickness stops. Aging, death, tension, depression, all stops. All what we in the mundane sense, in the mundane norms, is considered so important. Okay, it is Chinese New Year, you should do like this, you should do like that. It is a family gathering, you must come. It is your mother's birthday, it is your father's birthday, you must do this, you must not do like this. Oh, you should not be, this neighbor is very unkind towards your mother, so you should not be friendly with your neighbor. All these things are just the polarity created by the ignorance, perception created by the ignorance. So everything dissolves there, right? Okay, so everything is dissolved. This is the greatest of the virtue. Virtue means a state of mind which takes you to the greatest of the bliss, greatest of the happiness. Right? This experience takes you to that state of the perfect, relaxed, perfect state of rest, ultimate state of rest. So that experience is the greatest of the virtue. Experience of the indescribable emptiness. That is the greatest of the virtue. Okay. Having no other aspect, there is full pacification in devoid of objects. So in that experience, what happens? Everything is pacified. Sickness, aging, death, dissatisfaction, depression, anxiety, stress, all, and lamentation, regret, guilt, everything dissolves in this experience. You are freed of all the mental turbulence. This is known as the full pacification. Okay, what are the four seals? What are the four seals? All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are suffering nature. Everything is the nature of emptiness, selflessness. With number 3, then you abide in this experience, ultimate analysis. You abide in this experience of subjecting everything to the ultimate analysis, then everything dissolves. With this, what is number 4? Transcending sorrow is absolute peace. You have transcended the mental disturbance. You have transcended the sorrow, right? There is absolute peace. This is what is said here. There is full pacification, absolute peace. This is seal number 4. You getting it? Okay. With this, okay, we will turn to the prayer book. We'll turn to prayer book. Okay, let's turn to page 2. Okay, page 2. A second stanza which reads extract from Mula Madhyamika. This stanza is so precious. Till now, I did not attempt to give the explanation. Now is the right time to give the explanation, right? So this extract from Mula Madhyamika, this is the word of salutation said by Arjuna to Buddha Shakyamuni. This stanza you will understand best if you understand this stanza, the page 7, stanza 34 from Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra's text. So these two, they mean the same. These two, they bear the same meaning. Okay, so I'll explain this. What is the other side? What is the flip side of emptiness? Emptiness and? Okay, what are the two sides? Two sides of the same coin. Emptiness, dependent origination, right? Emptiness and dependent, these are the two sides of the same coin. So, okay, and people argue, oh, these are not two sides of the coin, these are identically different. All these debates are just nonsense, right? It's just an example. We're not literally saying that this is the tail, this is the head, emptiness is the tail, right? Example is example, don't take it too literally. Some people, they are so rigid. It is not a tail. It's not a coin in the first place, right? Don't take things too literally. Example with the example, you understand something, go back to the meaning, right? Okay. So when people come to debate like this, then they tell them that we cannot then finish this text. With the example, in the first place it's not example, then you don't get example. Because the example is always not literally the same as the meaning, right? Okay, so with this, the independent origination, we see emptiness and dependent origination are the two sides of the same coin. So on one hand we see the emptiness, on the other side we see dependent origination. So independent origination, if you see emptiness in the light of dependent origination, where there is dependent origination, we see that there is no objectively existent phenomena. There is no objectively existent ceasing, no objectively existing arising. Ceasing, arising. For example, okay, 2017 ceased. Yes? And 2018 is abiding now. 2019 will arise. Right? Okay, ceasing, arising. Or the bad things cease, you are happy. Right? Good things cease, you feel sad. Right? And bad things arise, you are unhappy. Good things arise, you are happy. Okay, so we see that our happiness, our miseries, they are again the turbulence of emotions on the basis of the phenomenon of arising and ceasing. So arising and ceasing marks the whole universe. How we go into the mental turbulence in emotions and attachment, anger, jealousy. All these things arise on the basis of the phenomenon of arising and ceasing. No annihilation, no permanence. Say the self, it lasts forever. Self lasts forever. The mind lasts forever, although impermanent. But here, permanence means something which lasts forever, something which is durable. And annihilation means something which is not durable. Say the sunset, which is very short-lived. Right? It's very beautiful, but it's very short-lived. Right? Okay. So, no annihilation, no permanence. No coming, no going. So, coming, going. Again, we see that okay, now I'm excited. I'm excited to go on a holiday. I'm excited to come back to my mother's place. Right? Okay. The same coming and going. And no separateness and no oneness. Okay, some countries, they are fighting for, we are not one, we are separate, we are separate, we are separate. Right? Okay, who? Tibetans will say, no, we are not part of China, we are separate, we are separate. And in Germany, they are saying, no, we are one, we are one, we are one. What? East Germany and West Germany, they say, we are one, we are one, we are one. Koreans, they are saying, we are one, we are one, we are one. And the Taiwanese, some are saying, no, we are different, we are different, we are different, we are separate. Some say, no, we are one, we are one, we are one. If you're one, there's a problem. If it's different, there's a problem. Right? This is how we unnecessarily suffer in samsara. Right? If you're by yourself, you feel lonely. If you're with other people, you have no privacy. This is what is samsara, right? So therefore, it is very true, right? Separateness, and no sameness, right? If there's oneness, right? Those countries say, no, we are one, we are one, we are not separate, we are not separate. If the separateness dissolves, they are happy. And some say, we are not one, we are not one, we are different, Ukraine and Russia, we are different, Tibet and China, different, right? Okay, so when the oneness dissolves, they are happy. So, say, when do these things dissolve? When you go into the experience of the ultimate analysis. In this experience, we say that everything, oneness, differentness, everything dissolves. Okay, prostrate, and who taught this? This question. Okay, in dependent origination, there's no ceasing nor rising. Okay, so, say, what is dependent originated? There's no objective existence. Because there is no objective existence, when we see things from the lens of ultimate analysis, we see them ceasing, arising, stop. Annihilation, permanent, stop. Coming, going, stop. Separance, oneness, stop. These eight characteristics, dealing with these eight characteristics, we throw us into turbulence of emotions, negative emotions, fears, anxiety, and so forth. All these eight characteristics which determine the operation of the world, operation of the universe, they stamp in the experience of the ultimate reality. So the pull and push, involuntary pull and push, stamps. Okay, who's taught? It's amazing. It's just a perception. Beyond perception from the object side, there's nothing really there. It's just a perception. When you subject the same object to ultimate analysis, it is empty. Same object to the conventional analysis, it appears as a flower. So what is really there from the object, irrespective of the two perceptions, it makes no sense. Right? It makes sense only with relation to the perception. Only with relation to ultimate analysis or conventional analysis. If you take out these two analyses, nothing makes really there as sense, as coming, going, permanence, annihilation, separateness, differentness, and the ceasing, arising. All this makes no sense. So we say from the object side, there's nothing really there. It's just from the conventional analysis and the ultimate analysis. From these two perceptions, only then things, say the illusions, they arise. You getting it? Okay. So we have two groups. Say group A, the ground floor group, and the what? Upstairs, right? First floor group, two groups, group A and group B. Okay, let's say that we all go to Mount Kailash for a pilgrimage. And Mount Kailash, keep in mind, is very, very clean. It's spectacularly clean, spotlessly clean. Snow Mountain is beautiful, right? Okay, so but be mindful that we have there could be glare. The glare problem, right? There can be a problem with the snow blindness, right? So therefore, I'll give you goggles, right? So I brought some goggles. There are two shops, right? One shop from the shop A, I gave goggles to all the group A in the ground floor participants, and from shop B, all the goggles go to the first floor, the participants. So we all go there, and the shop A, the goggle is very low quality, very cheap, and the clarity is not there, very dirty, right? And shop B is the Singaporean shop. It's high quality, very good quality, high class, right? Very clean, right? And then what I said is that this is a very holy place. Never have a bad feeling towards it. If any bad feeling, go to hell realm. Right? No bad feeling, right? No bad feeling. It's so divine, right? And then it is all of us seeing the Mount Kailash for the first time, right? And then you are group A, and group B is the upstairs group B, who put on a very clean glass from the Singapore shop, right? And this group from another shop, right? Okay, so we go there, and group B is enjoying. Wow, it's so beautiful, it's amazingly beautiful, right? It's beautiful. Group A, okay, he said that no wrong, no bad feeling. But it's so dirty out there. No, it's not dirty. Yes, it's dirty. It's not dirty. Yes, it's dirty. But he said no bad feeling. Otherwise, you'll go to hell, right? Okay. So what happens? So dirty. Then the admin is so kind. Where's admin? Admin. Yes. Admin is so kind, right? Admin says, never mind. We'll start the Clean Kailash project. To clean Kailash, we'll start a project to clean the Kailash, Mount Kailash. Right? Okay. So tell me, Mount Kailash, is it dirty? No, when you remove the glasses, remove that, put on the high quality glass, you're so clean, so pure. You're getting it? We don't have to start the project, Clean Kailash project. We don't have to start it. It's already very clean. Why did you see it dirty? Not because of the object, it's because of the subject. It's because of subject. When the subject is dirty, we are bound to see things as dirty. You're getting it? So likewise, our subject is defiled by the self-grasping ignorance, which is the dirtiest of all things in this universe. So our mind is defiled by the self-grasping ignorance, and we are looking at things from the lens of the self-grasping ignorance. So we are bound to see things as imperfect, dirty, like this, right? Okay. So the point is that when you remove these spectacles, okay, let's say you're just looking at the open space, right? Open space. Group A and Group B, again, same thing. This time, Group A looks at it with the very clean glass. Group B also looks at it with the very clean glass. But Group A looks at it with the clean glass with a tinge of a yellow color. Group B looks at it with the tinge of a pink color. Right? Group A looks at it, wow, it's so vast space with a tinge of a yellow space there. And Group A said, no, it's a tinge of the pink space there. Who's correct? Both are wrong. Right? I did not ask you, what are you seeing? I asked, what is there? And you said, vast expanse of space, which is tinge of a yellow. Group B says, upstairs will say, it's a vast expanse of space with a tinge of pinkish. Right? Who's correct? I asked, what is there? I did not ask what you see. Right? I asked, what is there? And you said, pinch of yellow, pinch of pink. Which is correct? Both are wrong. How do you know this? As long as you put on this glass, you better say that it's yellow. When you are amongst yourself, don't say it is pink. Don't say it's colorless. Say that it's yellow, right? Because for everybody sees it as yellow. So you have to operate. If you say it's not yellow, you will say that you have to go to mental hospital. Right? You all see this. So in this domain, you have to treat it as yellow. But don't forget that you are putting on this glass. This glass can affect you. So we are looking at things through our mind, which is like a glass tainted by the color of this self-grasping ignorance. right? So therefore we are bound to see things as imperfect. So remove the glasses, the yellow glass and the pink glass. What is there? No yellow, no pink, right? So then you are being pulled and pushed, but the yellow and pink stops. Okay, so this is this experience where everything, where your mind, there's nothing really left there for your mind to be pulled and pushed. Then your mind gets worst. Your mind gets the rest. Your mind gets the rest. And this rest is extremely profound rest. And this rest, because rest, there's no fear. Fear, there's no rest. The moment you have a sense of fear, you want to run away from this. The fear stops. This is the greatest of the peace. And who taught this? On this earth, for the first time, it was taught by the Prince Siddhartha, who became enlightened under the Bodhi tree. So whenever you go to Bodh Gaya, under the Bodhi tree, just visualize this, that this young Prince Siddhartha, he under this Bodhi tree, what he was doing, what was he doing? He was so immersed into this experience, subjecting everything into the ultimate analysis, just getting to see what is really out there, right? Emptiness of objectivity is the objectivity of the object, right? What he's seeing is the emptiness of the reality is the reality of the objects. What he's seeing is the absence of reality, absence of objectivity. This is what he's seeing. He's just deep into experience emptiness. So if this is how you can take the maximum advantage of going for pilgrimage, when you go to pilgrimage, then Bodh Gaya, and then sitting next to the Bodhi tree there, and then you meditate emptiness, and this is what our enlightened teacher, Bodhisattvacharyāvatāra, was meditating. So just the vast expanse of the ultimate reality, absence of the objectivity object, which is the objective object. This is what he was meditating. Just in. Then, this is how you connect yourself to the Buddha. When you say, Dharma Bhutam Sharanam Gacchami, meaning somebody who really experienced this total freedom of the fears of anxiety, fears of life. So this person is the one to whom I should go for refuge. He will guide me into this experience. Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. Dharmam. The real protection is when all fears dissolve. Right? When you experience this emptiness in its bare form, your mind stops from the involuntary pull and push. All fears dissolve. This is the Dharmam Sharanam Gacchami. And imagine, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. Anyone who is pursuing through this journey, Gate, Parakate, Parasamgate, Buddha, anybody who is going through this journey, this is a person with whom I should travel towards enlightenment. This is the person from whom I should seek help in my journey towards enlightenment. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. If this is what you can think of, this is the most profound version of refuge. So, if you can really understand refuge in this sense, the moment you feel this, you see that in this world there's nothing greater than this precious refuge. So at that moment, automatically, you have already obtained refuge, even though you may not go through ceremonially, go through any kind of ceremony of taking refuge. But going through ceremony of taking refuge is of great significance, particularly to stabilize our experience and to connect us to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Okay, very good. Okay, with this, now it says that, continue reading from page 2 of the prayer book. In dependent origination, there is no ceasing, no rising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. Okay, these 8 characteristics are the characteristics interaction with which we are tossed into turbulence of anxiety, stress, tension, depression, and so forth. So that stops because you see that there's nothing really there from the object which pulls me and pushes me. No separation, no sameness. Who taught this? Approached to the consummate Buddha. Consummate Buddha meaning the Prince Siddhartha, who became who consummated, who perfected in this experience of the awakening. The consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers. Why supreme among all teachers? Because teachers is to teach you something which gives you what you want. And what you want is, I want total freedom from the fears of samsara. Right? And what is that total freedom from the fears of samsara? Not just the agenda, not just the propaganda, but what's the real experience is the experience of the emptiness, ultimate, subjecting things to the ultimate analysis and abiding this experience. Okay, so anybody who teaches this is the greatest of the teachers. And who is that? Buddha Shakyamuni. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers. In what way he is supreme? Because what I seek is the absolute peace of the mind. And the one who taught this peace where involuntary push and pull stops. Okay, say you are working on a boss, and the boss can call you any time, no Sunday, no Friday, no weekend, right? Okay, anytime. Hey, you go to meet this person. Hey, you go to this office. Hey, you do this, you do that. No Sunday, no morning, no evening, no night, right? Just make you work at any time he likes. Okay, and then when meeting, no smile. Right? No smile, very stern. Right? Would you be happy? Never happy. Your mind is always unease. Okay, suddenly, right? Okay, suddenly it says that, okay, and now your boss is transferred to America. Right? Your boss is transferred to America, and your mother, who is so loving to you, is your boss. What happens? Wow, what a freedom, right? All this pull and push, that I have to do this, do that, all stops. Right? Now I can bully my mother. Right? Okay, right? What a freedom now. Okay, this is absolute peace. And particularly, if you get a tinge of the experience of emptiness, that experience of peace is something which we have never experienced before. Even the best of the holiday, what the mundane person consider as the best of the holiday, is not really the best of holiday. This is not really peace. How can you see this? Only when you get a glimpse of emptiness, then you will realize that what really is a peace, you will realize at that point. All other things, there's a push and pull happening. Your mind is not really at rest. Okay, so the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations, meaning when you subject things to ultimate analysis, what comes to your mind? The flower comes to your mind? No, flower dissolves. Sickness comes to your mind? Sickness dissolves. Okay, aging comes to your mind? Dissolves. And disagreement in your family members, they come to your mind? They dissolve. Depression? Dissolve. And happiness? Also dissolve. So this, happiness dissolves. This is known as the transcendence of the miseries and happiness. That is the uncontaminated happiness. You getting it? This experience which transcends happiness and miseries is you reach to the uncontaminated, transcendental happiness. You getting it? Happiness which we transcend is the ordinary happiness. Right? So when you transcend, in this experience, happiness, miseries all dissolve. You reach a state of transcendental happiness. Right? Okay, this is something where you get the ultimate peace. All other happiness, there's no ultimate peace there. Still, there's a pull and push happening. Okay, so who taught this? This is the Buddha Shakyamuni, the Prince Siddhartha, under the Bodhi tree, he taught this. So, in future, if you ever happen to go on pilgrimage to Bodh Gaya, under the Bodhi tree, you make sure that you take yourself a little time, give yourself a little time, and sit close by to the Bodhi tree, and just do this, meditate on the emptiness, and imagine what this Prince Siddhartha, who was the sole guide for us, for all the human beings, for all the sentient beings, so the sole guide, how he became enlightened under this Bodhi tree, by meditating on this ultimate experience. So therefore, this stanza, which we read already, the one who had transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit all sentient beings. The teacher, the Sugata, then what? You are my prostrations. Okay, this stanza. So this should make sense. You say this stanza in front of that and get the inspiration, seek inspiration from Buddha Shakyamuni. I will also follow your footsteps. I will also be motivated by altruism to benefit all sentient beings. I will also realize emptiness to teach this to other sentient beings, teacher. And I will also experience the Sugatahood, the perfect bliss of get rid of the involuntary pull and push. And finally, I will also go to protect all the other sentient beings by becoming the protector myself. Okay, this is, if what we can do, this is a real dharma. Okay. So now with this understanding, if you recite this stanza, this is so important stanza set by page 2, which we read now. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going. Okay, let's say this 3 times together. Meanwhile, try to see if you can reflect on the meanings as well. Try your best. If not, don't worry. Okay. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. Okay, good. So this stanza, if you can recite on a daily basis by reflecting meanings, would be greatly beneficial. Okay. Now, stanza 35. Now the question arises. Okay, if everything is objectively empty, the way you subject things to ultimate analysis, what happens? Everything dissolves. If everything dissolves, then how are you going to become Buddha? To become Buddha, you have to accumulate merit, right? Merit also dissolves. How should you do? Then, answer is that if you can stay in this experience for good, stay there. But you cannot. Because your karma, negative karma, is so strong that it will pull you back to the conventional analysis. Right? It will pull you back. Right? So, the point, what does it mean by to become Buddha? To become Buddha means stay in this experience eternally. Stay in this experience eternally. Right? Yes. For us, involuntarily, our contaminant karmas, they will pull us back to the conventional analysis. Again, you will see the sickness, aging, death, all these things you will see, right? You're bound to see these things. 1. Number 2, part 1, when you become Buddha, right? Okay, before you become Buddha, you cannot stay there. You have to come back. So in this process, again, you have to put effort to go back to this experience so that you can stay in this experience eternally. So that effort that you put when you are in the conventional analysis, that effort that you put is known as the accumulation merit and accumulation wisdom. That you do in order for you to abide in this experience eternally. You're getting it? This is amazing. If you understand the dharma like this, wow, it's so full of joy, right? Then they say, this makes total sense. There's no hard and fast rule say, this is merit, this is wisdom. No. Just any effort that you put in to stay in what you like. That is the way all the involuntary pull and push stops. Total freedom, right? If you can, whatever you do to go back to the state, to reside in this eternally, that is known as the accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdom, which gives you the direction, which gives you to get the picture of this is the wisdom, which drives you into this is the merit. Merit and the wisdom. Wisdom gives you the picture, and the merit drives you there, gives you energy to go there. Right? Okay. So with this, then the question is, okay, good, fine. For me to accumulate merit and so forth, we can do it because invariably we'll be pulled back to the conventional analysis. So in that state, I have to put effort because all these things exist. Good, bad, accumulation merit, and the exhaustion merit, all these things happen where? In the eyes of the conventional analysis. While I'm in the conventional analysis, I will do, because within this what happens? Everything is illusion-like, but having a proper cause of a relationship. You're getting it? Proper cause of a relationship. We do good things will happen. Very emptiness, you can go into the ultimate, the expanse of the nirvana, expanse of the enlightenment, right? So this cause of a relationship operates where? In the conventional analysis. Right? So in the conventional analysis, which follows the rules and regulations, cause and effect relationship, so I will try my best to engage in all the virtues so that it will eventually take me to the highest of the enlightened full awakening. Right? The moment you're fully awakened from the dream, which part of the dream will affect you? No. Whereas you are partly awakened, how many of you happen that to you? Right? A ghost dream is happening. No, it's so scary. You wake up and again your eyes automatically closes. Again the dream continues. Okay, how many happened that to you? How many? No one. It happened to no one. It happened to me so many times. It's very disturbing, right? The moment I keep myself awake and then the eyes automatically closes and the dream continues. Again, I shake myself up. Again, I wake up. So that is partial awakening. It is not full awakening. What is full awakening? Your mind becomes so alert, fresh, no involuntarily eyes closing, right? That is the full awakening. With full awakening, no content of the dream can affect you anymore, right? Okay, so if you stay in this experience eternally, nothing in samsara can affect you. Your peace of mind is guaranteed. Your transcendental happiness is guaranteed. This is known as Sugatahood. Okay. Then the question is, if you stay like this, right? If you're awake, then how are you going to help sentient beings, right? How are you going to help sentient beings? This is the question. Okay. So for this, then the stanza 35. Just as a wish-fulfilling gem and a wish-granting tree fulfill all wishes. Okay, let's say what happens? Okay, they say I'm the owner of, not me. Okay, say the TPC, say the TPC, the ESCO members, the staff, right? Okay, they're being so kind. They have some very important, urgent work to do. Say, go to Dharamsala to have some meeting with with the office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. They go there. So meanwhile, they said, Geshe, please take care of all the participants there. Make sure that the lights, everything's on. Right? Okay. So they left. And then slowly they say, I also may have some important work. I may leave. Right? Okay. Tell me. So these lights, you enjoying this space. You enjoying this space with the light and so forth. So this depends on that TPC should continue. You agree with me? If the TPC continues, then you can have we can enjoy this environment. Okay, now TPC continues or not depends on the ESCO members, right? Okay, now with the proper planning, ESCO members thought, okay, the moment we leave, we will close the TPC. This could be one thought. Oh, no, even if we leave, it doesn't matter. TPC will continue, and people who are there will continue to enjoy the lights, the space, and so forth. With this, they leave, right? Even if they left, still we can enjoy this space. You agree with me? Okay. So, the Buddha, before full awakening, what was he? Say Aryatara. Buddha Aryatara. Before she became fully enlightened, what was she? She was a Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means partially awakened, not fully awakened. And the first Gade, sleep and sleep. Paragade, awakening happens. Paragade, real awakening happens with the non-dualist experience of emptiness happens at the part of seeing. Right? Seeing emptiness happens before that. But seeing emptiness directly in its bare form happens part of seeing. So the Bodhisattvas, During the gade time, they are enough to sleep, almost on the verge to waking up, right? And the paragade, they're woken up once in a while, very fresh awakening, and again go to sleep. Paragade, parasangade, it happens like this. Bodhisattva, they guaranteed fully awakened, right? Okay, now with this, say the Buddha Shakyamuni, the Aratara. So before they became Buddha, what were they? They were in the Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, these 4 levels. And so these 4 levels, they were not fully awakened. They were not fully awakened. But they were going towards the direction of full awakening. You get it with me? What do you mean by going towards the direction of full awakening? In what way? With the bodhicitta, intensifying the bodhicitta more. Wisdom and emptiness becoming more and more intense. You agree with me? Good. What awakens is the wisdom and emptiness, and what drives them to the awakening is the bodhicitta. Right? So these 2 things. So how many of you want to be fully awakened? In which case, what should we do? We should focus on bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness. Don't forget it. Simply because, tantra and so forth. Oh, this is only one time. Right? So rare. So rare. And then they jump there. And then they come up with so much commitments. They don't know what to do. Geshe, what should I do? I did not say you go to tantra. I do not say you go to, yes, it's so rare. I do not say this. And finally, when you have a problem, you come to Geshe, what should I do? Right? Okay, so the point is that know the Dharma well. Finally, it's a wisdom of emptiness and a bodhicitta. When you are so well equipped with these 2 things, then you want to expedite the path. When you have these 2 things well, you have the path. You have the path, right? Okay, with some computers, now I don't know nowadays, with some computers, in order to make the computer more efficient, you put some additional gadgets. RAM, you add additional RAM, right? To make it faster. For the first, you have to have a computer. Without computer, how will you put the RAM? RAM doesn't make any sense. It's a extra weight for you. Right? It's extra weight. And if you bring a full bag of RAM, it's just weight. It's just the weight, extra weight, right? It's just extra weight. Well, if you have a computer, only then the RAM makes sense, right? So first you have the computer of the wisdom of emptiness bodhicitta. Then you can put the RAM of the tantra. Then it makes sense. Without the bodhicitta, the wisdom of emptiness, without computer, you are buying this, you are getting this RAM, that, you fill the bag with the RAM. No computer, right? So we're going to do this, right? Okay, so be very careful. The point is, know what Dharma is. Know what Dharma is, the wisdom of emptiness, and people are there to talk very alluring, enticing things. Be kind to yourself and be wisely kind to yourself. Don't easily be swayed by the lure of the very eloquent talks, lured. You easily, okay, okay, don't easily be lured. Know the Dharma. Be kind to yourself. Be wisely kind to yourself. What you hear, see whether this is something which I can do. See whether this is something which that person is actually doing. Right? Talking very high things. The person who is actually talking, whether the person is actually doing this is questionable. It's too much from my side. I don't want to go into this direction. But what I would say is that just see whether something that you are hearing, it may be so enticing and alluring. See if this is something that you can do. Right? See if you have the ground, if you can do it. Right? Simply because it's enticing doesn't mean that it suits you. You can listen, there's no harm in it. But you have to have something in your hand, right, with which to go. Once you have this, then what others say, see if you can add to this, you can modify this, you can make it richer, you can make it, whatever, you can do it. The point is 4 plus 1. Don't forget it. 4 plus 1, right? With 4, With 4, you can go anywhere. You can go anywhere. What are the 4? Renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom of emptiness, and single-pointed meditation. With these 4 things, if you have these 4 things intact, you can go anywhere. You can go to Theravada Buddhism, you can go to Chinese minor Buddhism, you can go to Sakya, Kaikyu, Nyingma, Gelok, you can go to, say, the Christian practice, you can go to the Muslim practice, you can go to Hindu practice, it doesn't matter, you can go anywhere you like. And if you want to go to Himalaya, go to Himalaya. If you want to stay in Singapore, you stay in Singapore. It doesn't matter. You have these 4 things, you are the wisest person. You are the wisest person, right? Okay, so we'll stop here for lunch.